Did you know in 1926, factory farming became a new agricultural practice in order to produce more poultry for the population? This practice allowed the farmers to meet the demand of consumers while at the same time acclimating a nice income for their family. Over the years, the agricultural industry has been a constant and striving force in the life of Americans. Today, factory farming has allowed the industry to move beyond the pioneer practices to new, modern, innovative practices. The public, however, in the past few years has given this movement a bad reputation. Factory farming is defined as a large industrial farm, especially a farm on which numbers of livestock are raised indoors in conditions intended to maximize the production at a minimal cost. Factory farming is a great thing for agriculture because it allows the food supply quota to be met. It makes farming practices more efficient by using less environmental waste, and more family businesses can profit and benefit from this practice. First of all, I want to show you what the media thinks factory farming is. In 2013, Chipotle released a commercial that showcased a factory farming as being inhumane and full of contaminated spaces of agricultural animals. Many times the media thinks that these animals are full of antibiotics. However, that is not the case. First of all, they can help produce more food than ever in order to meet that 9 billion population in 2050. As you can see, our population today is around 7.5 billion. By 2050, there's supposed to be 9 billion people. Without the use of factory farming, we are not going to meet that quota. It can also have more environmental factors that farmers have had to wait on in the past, such as in Montana, they haven't been able to produce cattle in the winter because it's too cold, whereas in Florida they can because it's a temperate climate. Factory farming helps farmers in those colder states be able to meet their demand for their consumers. It also helps the city's economy that the factory is located in. According to John Eichard, investments in livestock factories create jobs and enhance local taxes in economically depressed rural areas, just like any other factory. As you can see, in the 1900s, factories moved into the cities up north in order to create jobs. Factory farming is doing the same thing by allowing more people to have jobs and a stable income. Secondly, farming practices have become more efficient by using less land and resulting in cheaper prices. Less room doesn't mean more animals, but it means less environmental waste. As you can see, this is, go ahead to the next one. As you can see, the amount of waste from factory farms is minimal compared to original farming practices. The big idea of factory farming is eliminating the environmental waste in order to not cause environmental harm. The amount of labor also is reduced and allows us to purchase the product at a lower price. According to Green Garage, factory farming uses modern technology, so it has freed farmers from sitting behind labor constraints. Now, willing laborers only can be picked for tasks that really require them, while a few individuals just use machinery to do more than their hands ever could. This brings about many benefits, including one where farmers will be able to afford to hire better workers to complete these specialized tasks. This, all in all, helps farmers be able to cut their budget and profit more. Also, they can only produce a certain number of animals. A lot of times the media says that there's thousands of heads of cattle in a factory farm. However, according to Phil Limber of Forbes magazine, a factory farm only has 500 beef cattle, 500 dairy cattle, sell 5,000 chickens, or house 10,000 egg-laying chickens in order to profit. So when most people think of factory farms, they picture thousands of animals crowded in small places for their whole life. But these numbers clarify how a factory farm really looks like. It's not as big as most people think. finally, more families benefit from the agricultural industry using this method. As you can see, more factory farms have popped up all over the United States. This has enabled more families to participate in the agricultural industry just like they did many years ago. Less than 2% of our population today is farmers, so factory farming has allowed us to broaden our landscape and increase that number over the years. It also allows the old-fashioned way of farming to remain with a few modern twists. According to Wanda Patchy from American Farm Bureau, we share the same values as our parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. We care for our animals daily. It matters and affects us all if our animals are sick or injured. Today's farmers work with a team to assist them in giving the best animal care. The reality is that we're just trying to take these old practices and make them new. The issue of factory farming is an ongoing issue between the agricultural industry and the consumers. The industry is deciding, the consumers cannot decide if it's wrong or right. However, the industry is needing to meet demand more and more, so this is their solution. As you can see, factory farming is not as bad as the media portrays. Factory farming is a great thing for agriculture because it allows the food supply quota to be met, cheaper prices and less environmental waste, and more family businesses to profit from this. I hope that you can see the benefits of factory farming and its impact on the agricultural field. Factory farming is the future of agriculture. Thank you.